Moses was the most powerful leader in Israel's history. He spoke to God face to face. He led millions. But when he died, his sons inherited nothing. No crown, no priesthood, no land. After Exodus 18, Gershom and Eliezer, Moses' own children, simply vanish. It's like they were scrubbed from the record. But why? Today, we're following a trail of clues that lead to a family crisis, a furious wife, and a secret so shameful that ancient scribes actually altered the Bible to hide it. Names in the Bible were prophecies. Moses' first son was named Gershom. Why? Because Moses felt like an exile. He gave his son his own emotional wound. By the time the second son, Eliezer, was born, Moses' heart had shifted toward God's help. But the damage was done. While the rest of Israel was experiencing miracles, these boys were living in Midian with their grandfather Jethro. They weren't at the Red Sea. They didn't eat the manna. They were outsiders to their father's own legend. Before the Exodus even began, a terrifying event occurred at a desert lodging place. God met Moses and sought to kill him. Why? Because Moses, the lawgiver, hadn't followed the most basic law, circumcising his son. His wife Zipporah had to do it herself. Imagine her panic and resolve. A Midianite priestess, she understood covenants, but this was a clash of traditions. In a desperate act to save her husband, she took a sharp flint, performed the rite, and threw the foreskin at his feet, crying, "Surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me." This wasn't just a domestic dispute. It reveals a deep spiritual war inside Moses' home, a clash of cultures. Zipporah was a Midianite, Moses was a Hebrew. Their children grew up in the crossfire of a divided household, caught between their mother's heritage and their father's divine yet demanding mission. When it came time for Moses to step down, he asked God to name his successor. God's answer was a cold no to his sons. Why? Because while Moses was on the mountain receiving the law, his sons were nowhere to be found. But Joshua? Joshua was always there, a shadow at his master's side, waiting at the foot of Sinai, guarding the tent of meeting. God chose spirit over blood, devotion over dynasty. So the leadership went to Joshua. And the priesthood? It didn't go to Moses' line either. It was given to his brother Aaron's sons. They were the ones consecrated for holy service. Moses' own sons, Gershom and Eliezer, were relegated to the status of ordinary Levites, essentially becoming assistants and manual laborers for their cousins who wore the priestly robes. The message was clear. Proximity to greatness does not guarantee it. This is where it gets shocking. Centuries later, in the book of Judges, we find a Levite named Jonathan serving as a priest for a pagan idol. The text reveals this Jonathan was the son of Gershom, the grandson of Moses. The grandson of the man who destroyed the golden calf was now a spiritual mercenary, selling his services to idolaters for 10 pieces of silver. This was so embarrassing that ancient scribes added a floating letter to the Hebrew text to change the name from Moses' to Manasseh. They tried to protect Moses' reputation by hiding his grandson's sin. The tragedy of Moses is a warning. You can change the world, but you can force your faith on your children if you are not present at their table. But there is hope. Generations later, another descendant named Shebuel appears. His name means return to God. He became a faithful steward of the temple. Your legacy isn't your name, it's your hunger for God. Even a fallen line can return. If this story shocked you, hit like and subscribe for more hidden Bible truths. Watch this next video to see how this connects to the fall of the Northern Kingdom.